The year of the notch continues, with the Huawei P20 Pro the latest flagship device to sport one, although to distract from its adopting the design now synonymous with Apple's iPhone X, Huawei is focusing on the P20 Pro's rear camera prowess. Announced alongside the Huawei P20, the P20 Pro comes with a much higher spec, including 3 cameras on the rear that are set to be a big part of the marketing for the new handset. As well as those 3 cameras, everything else here looks high-end too. We've had a little time to try out the handset, and we've put together our first thoughts in this Huawei P20 Pro hands-on review. The Huawei P20 Pro is undeniably one of the best-looking and best-built phones the company has ever made. Unlike the Huawei P10 Plus, the P20 Pro features a glass back that sits comfortably in the hand. It has rounded edges on the rear so it nicely sits in your palm, and it feels like the optimum size for a smartphone. It's a touch bigger than the Huawei P20, but we found it easier to hold because of the curved rear and a smartly thought-out design. There are metal edges to the device, but these are also rounded, and don't poke into your hand. The power button sits on the right-hand edge and the back of the phone is plain, apart from the branding emblazoned down the edge and the 3 cameras at the top of the handset. Unlike the Huawei P20, this phone is waterproof, with an IP67 rating. That means it'll survive the odd accidental dunk in the sink. But Huawei has also given this as an excuse for not including a 3.5mm headphone jack. If you want to use wired headsets with the phone, you'll have to use a dongle that'll be included in the box. Color options are black and midnight blue for the standard design, while there's a gradient finish on both the twilight and pink gold options. That's Huawei's name for the finish, which shows a spectrum of colors depending on what angle you're looking at the device from, and the lighting. We particularly liked the twilight version, as it looks different to anything we've seen on a phone before, and the gradient effect isn't as impressive on the pink gold version. Inside the Huawei P20 Pro there's a Kirin 970 chipset. We saw this perform well in last year's Huawei Mate 10 Pro, so we hope its successor will be able to keep pace with the other flagship phones announced this year. That chipset includes a neural processing unit, which Huawei is putting a big focus on for both the P20 and P20 Pro, as it's at the heart of the artificial intelligence features inside the new phones. A lot of the AI improvements here are within the camera, allowing it, for example, to automatically detect the type of scene you're shooting. We noted that the phone itself was snappy in our limited tests, but we can't currently comment on how fast it'll work for day-to-day shooting. The RGB, that's color, lens is a whopping 40MP this time around, and that works alongside a 20MP monochrome sensor. For your normal, average automatic mode picture it'll combine the images from the 2 lenses. The RGB, that's color, lens is a whopping 40MP this time around, and that works alongside a 20MP monochrome sensor. For your normal, average automatic mode picture it'll combine the images from the 2 lenses. There's only one version of the P20 Pro around the world, and it comes with a huge 6GB of RAM working away behind the scenes and 128GB of storage, so you should have plenty of space for all your media and apps. The year of the notch continues, with the Huawei P20 Pro the latest flagship device to sport one, although to distract from its adopting the design now synonymous